Welcome to our course on prompt engineering, a field that transforms how we interact with artificial intelligence. Consider the story of a company named artificialintelligence.com, a digital marketing firm that implemented an AI model in their firm to generate advertising content. Initially, their AI-generated ads missed the mark, often off-tone or irrelevant, leading to poor customer engagement and wasted resources. By applying prompt engineering techniques, that company restructured how they fed information to the AI, especially prompts, specifying tone, style, and target audience more clearly. This adjustment led to a 70% increase in campaign effectiveness and a significant rise in client satisfaction. So now, we will start by explaining what prompt engineering is and why it's indispensable in leveraging AI effectively. You will learn about AI, machine learning, and their applications. We will focus particularly on GPT-4, which aids in tasks ranging from content creation and SEO to coding and presentations. This course will equip you with the skills to use GPT-4, including understanding the features like memory and how to develop your own AI tools or plugins. So join us to discover how crafting the right prompts can unlock the full potential of AI, making it a powerful ally in any digital endeavor.
Craving a career upgrade? Subscribe, like, and comment below. Dive into the link in the description to fast-track your ambitions. Whether you're making a switch or aiming higher, Simplilearn has your back.
And before commencing, just a quick info for you guys. If you're one of the aspiring AI and ML enthusiasts looking for online training and graduating from the best universities, or a professional who elicits to switch career in AI and ML while learning from the experts, then try giving a shot to Simplilearn's postgraduate program in AI and ML in collaboration with Purdue University and IBM. By enrolling in this certification program, you will gain expertise in skills like generative AI, prompt engineering, ChatGPT, explainable AI, machine learning, supervised and unsupervised learning, model training and optimization, and there's much more on the list. So what are you waiting for? Hurry up and enroll now. You can find the course link in the description box and pinned comment. So let's get started. So guys, let's get started and let's understand what is prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is like directing AI models such as the advanced GPT-4 to ensure they perform their best based on how you ask your questions. And now we'll see why it's crucial. So imagine you are seeking restaurant recommendations. If you ask, where should I eat tonight? You might get random suggestion. But if you specify, I need a cozy Italian place for a date night, within walking distance, you will receive much more relevant advice. That's prompt engineering, shaping your questions to fetch the most useful answers. So this was about why it's useful. Now we'll see the crafting effective prompts. So crafting effective prompts. So the number one reason is be specific, because detail is key. Asking an AI what are some easy vegetarian dinners. That is better than just asking for dinner ideas. The next is provide context. Adding context helps AI tailor its responses, like telling a friend a story with enough background so they understand. The next is focus attention. Highlight crucial details to keep the AI focused on what matters most for your question. And then comes iterate as needed. Refine your prompts based on the responses, similar to adjusting a recipe to get it just right. So this was about crafting effective prompts. So these are the basic ones. Moving forward in this course, we'll see the most prominent things that we can add in the prompt. That will come in the next 4 to 5 minutes. So let's move to the next one and we'll see a practical example for a prompt. So the example is, suppose you are using AI to plan a birthday party. A vague prompt might be that how do I plan a party? And this could lead to a generic checklist. However, a well-crafted prompt can be like, what are some creative themes for a 10-year-old's outdoor birthday party in summer? And what games would you recommend? So this prompt will likely result in more specific and actionable ideas. So this is how you can generate a prompt. So prompt engineering is essentially about making AI work smarter for you, transforming complex tasks into simple, enjoyable activities. It's a skill that enhances your interactions with technology, making every AI encounter more effective and engaging. So having explored what prompt engineering is and how to craft effective prompts, let's now dive into the various ways this skill can be applied. So prompt engineering is not just a technical skill for AI specialists. It has practical uses in nearly every industry imaginable, from enhancing customer interactions to streamlining software development. The applications are vast and varied. So let's see some of the key use cases. So the number one use case is content creation. So in digital marketing and blogging, prompt engineering helps generate targeted content such as articles, social media posts, and marketing copy that resonates with specific audiences. The next is customer support. AI can be used to automate responses in customer service. Well-crafted prompts ensure that the responses are accurate, helpful, and contextually appropriate. Then comes software development. Developers use prompt engineering to generate code snippets, debug programs, or even use AI to conceptualize new software solutions. Then comes education and training. AI can tailor educational content to students' learning levels or answer specific academic queries, making learning more personalized and efficient. And then comes market research and data analysis. By directing AI to analyze large dataset with specific prompts, businesses can extract meaningful insights about market trends, customer preferences, and operational efficiencies. And then comes healthcare. In medical settings, AI can assist with diagnosing from symptoms described in prompts or help in researching treatment options by processing medical literature. And then comes legal and compliance. That is the most used case for the AI. AI can help pass through vast amounts of legal documents to find relevant precedents or compliance issues based on prompts tailored to specific legal questions or topics. These use cases illustrate the versatility of prompt engineering, highlighting its potential to enhance productivity and creativity across a wide range of industries. So these were the use cases. Now we'll see the flow of AI technologies from where this LLM models or the large language models or GPT-4, that's an example, come into action. So let's start with the flow. So AI is the overarching category that defines the goal of creating machines capable of performing tasks that would require intelligence if done by humans. And then comes ML. So ML is a method within AI focused on giving machines the ability to learn from data. Then comes deep learning. So deep learning is a technique within ML that uses layered neural networks to analyze various factors of the data. And then comes LLMs, that are large language models, that are specialized application of deep learning focused on understanding and generalizing and generating human language. This hierarchy moves from broad general techniques and applications down to more specialized and sophisticated systems, showing how foundational concepts in AI lead to more advanced implementations. So this was all about a conceptual or the context of the prompt engineering. Now moving to the applications of prompt engineering, and we'll be using GPT-4 for this purpose, and we'll be writing prompts in the GPT-4 and asking the GPT-4 model to provide us the relevant answers. So let's move to GPT-4. So as you search on any of your browser, that would be Openai, openai.com, you would be directed to this website, and here are their products. That is ChatGPT, that is for everyone, for teams, for enterprising, and there has been a pricing listed here. So you could come here and click on ChatGPT login, and after proceeding with your credentials, you can log in into ChatGPT and start writing your prompts. So coming back to the OpenAI website, so you could see here that's a research and the latest advancements, that is GPT-4o, DALL-E 3, Sora. So GPT-4o, that's a model that has been developed by OpenAI that can use the camera or the vision technology and can tell you that what object it is, and if you show him a code snippet, that will tell you what that code snippet has been written for. And if you use that to just scan writing on any of your pages or any of your copy, it will just scan it and translate to you in what language it has been written, and you can translate it to any other language. And then comes DALL-E 3, that is used to create images, and then we have Sora that is used to create videos. So now moving to the next, that is products, and you could see that the ChatGPT, these are the versions that are for everyone, for teams, for enterprises, and then we have the pricing for that. And here we have the ChatGPT API or OpenAI API. So you could click on that and see. So before that, before going to the API, we'll move to documentation. and let's have an overview of all the things. So here's an introduction about the key concepts, that is text generation models, that is GPT-4 and GPT 3.5. Then there are assistants, that GPT-4 can be act as a assistant to anyone. And then we have the embeddings, that is it's a vector representation of a piece of data that is meant to preserve aspects of its content or its meaning. And then comes the tokens. So there are tokens. So you could see here that text generation and embedding models process text in chunks that are called tokens. And as a rough rule of thumb, one token is approximately 4 characters or 0.75 words for English text. So these are tokens. And now moving to models. So we have GPT-4o, GPT-4 Turbo, 3.5 Turbo, and here are all the models that are listed by Openai. So here we'll be talking about GPT-4. So GPT-4, that's a large language multimodal model, and it has multilingual capabilities. And you can ask him any question in any language. And then we have DALL-E, that is used to create images. Then we have TTS, Whisper, and then the embeddings. So let's move to ChatGPT, and before that let's have a API reference. That is, if you want to use Openai API, or you want to integrate to create a chatbot, or we have seen a use case that is to create a customer service representation. So for that you could use this Openai API. So for that you have to install the Openai module with the command pip install Openai, and after that you could use the npm, and here are the API keys from where you can generate it. And they have provided you all the steps how you can use it for streaming purpose, for the audio, to create speech. This is how you could use the API to create your own models. So this is the interface of ChatGPT or GPT-4. So this is the overview of ChatGPT, and here we write the prompts, that is the message box, and this is the login person that has logged. And if you click here, you could see my plan, and we have purchased the plus plan, that is for $20 per month. And there are other features also, we will come to that. So let's see one of those, that is customize ChatGPT. So here you could write custom instructions, that what response you want from ChatGPT. So you could mention here that I want the tone to be specific, mild, not to be too loud, and you can ask him don't use advanced English. I want the answer to be prompt and in a simple English manner. So you could write instructions for the responses you want to have. And this is the window. If you click on that, you could see explore GPT section, and here is the history section, that what you have written and what prompts and what responses you have created till date. So if you click on this, you could get a new window for ChatGPT 4. And these are the models that are listed here. That is ChatGPT 4o, ChatGPT 4, GPT 3.5, and this is the temporary chat section. We'll discuss about all this, but currently we'll start with the types of prompts or generating the prompts and what things to consider while generating the prompts. So moving back, so let's see how you can create a prompt. So you have to have 6 things in prompt to make it more precise. Number 1 is context. So this sets the scene or provides background information necessary for understanding the prompt. For example, if you're writing a prompt that in a world where artificial intelligence has replaced most jobs, describe a day in the life of a human worker. So you have asked him and provided the context here. And then we have task. So the specific action or question that the responder needs to address. So if you are writing a prompt, number 1 is context that needs to be included. Then comes the task. So what task you want the GPT to act and provide the response. So for example, write an essay on the effects of global warming on agriculture. So you have provided the task here, that is write an essay. So now the next thing is persona. So persona specifies the identity or role the responder should assume while answering. For example, as a medical professional, advise a patient on managing type 2 diabetes without medication. So this is the persona. Then comes format. So define how the response should be structured or presented. For example, list 5 tips for improving personal productivity in bullet points. So the format, you have asked him to address the personal productivity in bullet points. So that's the format you have asked him. And then comes exemplar. So if you want to give the example to GPT that we have a sample here, use that and provide us a response according to that. So for example, sometimes a sample answer or part of an answer is given to illustrate the expected style or content. So we'll have a prompt example here. Like in the example with the protagonist overcomes fear. Write a story about overcoming a personal challenge. So this is the example that we can give to an LLM model. And then comes the tone. In which tone you need the answer. So indicate the mood or attitude the response should convey. For example, write a humorous blog post about the trials of parenting toddlers. So you have mentioned what humorous blog, you want the tone as a humorous blog. So with the right technique, you can craft prompts that are not only precise but also versatile, suitable for any learning management system. So this approach ensures that the prompts will engage students, encourage critical thinking, and drive meaningful discussions, no matter what the platform is. As we are using the GPT-4 here, so you could use Claude or Anthropic. Like there are many platforms, you can use any of them with these type of crafting the prompts techniques. So embrace these strategies and you will be equipped to create prompts that resonate across various educational environments, enhancing the learning experience for all. Each component plays a crucial role in guiding the response to ensure it meets the desired objective and quality. So let's see some of the examples, and we will use all the context or all the types that can be used to create a prompt. So our first example is, as a nutritionist speaking at a high school career day, create a presentation outlining the importance of healthy eating habits for teenagers, and use a friendly and engaging tone and include real life success stories to illustrate your points. So the context here is high school career day. You have given a context and the task you want is create a presentation on healthy eating habits. And then comes the persona, that is nutritionist. You have asked him that you act as a nutritionist here. And then the format, you want all the response in a presentation, that is presentation with real life stories. And then comes the exemplar. So you want real life success stories here, and you have set the tone here, that is friendly and engaging. So if you write this prompt in GPT-4, so let's ask this prompt from the GPT-4 and let's see what he answers. So we are mentioning as a nutritionist, I don't remember the spelling, but we will write. So speaking at a high school career day, create a presentation outlining the importance what we were writing, importance of healthy eating habits for teenagers. And what we want here is use a friendly tone and include real life success stories to illustrate your points. So let's see how does the ChatGPT respond. As we have mentioned, all the types of prompt or all the components of prompt that can be used to create a prompt, that is context, task, persona, format, exemplar, and tone. So you could see that he has started providing the response with the slides, that is slide 1 introduction, slide 2 why nutrition matters, slide 3 the teenage plate, and slide 4 the success story. So this is how you could write a prompt and you could get a fully structured response as you want. If you want to like moderate this response or alter this response as you are not satisfied with it, you can go on and write some more prompts to get it more precise. So we'll see another example for that. Imagine you are a sci-fi author writing a short story set in a future where water is scarce. So craft a narrative that explores the daily challenges faced by a family using a dramatic and suspenseful tone. So what we'll see here is context that we have mentioned, that is future world with water scarcity. And the task we have asked him for the GPT model is write a short story. The persona that we have given to the LLM model, that is GPT, is that you are a sci-fi author. And the format we want is narrative. And the example we have given is the daily challenges of a family. And the tone is dramatic and suspenseful. So we have mentioned all the things for a prompt that could be created a better response. So similarly, we'll see another example. So this example is, as a financial advisor, prepare a guide for young adults on managing finances after college. So use a conversational tone, including actionable steps, and start with the story of a recent graduate to illustrate common financial pitfalls. So we have mentioned the context here, that is financial management post college. The task is to prepare a financial guide. The persona is financial advisor, and the format we need is guide with actionable steps. And the example we have given is story of a recent graduate. The tone is conversational, and this was all about this prompt. Similarly, we'll see another example, that is, as a war correspondent, draft a report on the effects of the conflict on civilian life, focusing on a particular city. Use a serious tone and provide interviews as exemplars to underscore the human aspect of the story. So the context here is effects of war on a particular city's civilian life, and the task is draft a report, and the persona is war correspondent. The format is report with interviews, and the example we have mentioned here is interviews with civilians, and the tone we have set here is serious and impactful. So we have seen some of the examples for the prompt creation. Now we'll see the examples for writing prompts for a particular field. So we'll start with number one field, that is content creation. So we have mentioned some of the use cases for prompt engineering. So starting with number one, that is content creation, and here we'll write a prompt, and that could be that as a marketing manager, draft a blog post aimed at new entrepreneurs on the importance of branding. So use an authoritative yet approachable tone, including examples of successful brands to illustrate key points. So let's write this. So as a marketing manager, draft a blog post aimed at new entrepreneurs on the importance of branding. Use an authoritative yet approachable tone, including examples of successful brands to illustrate key points. So this prompt we have written for the content creation. So similarly, you can ask him to write a story or draft a blog post or write any content that you have asked him a persona here, that is marketing manager. So let's simplify this prompt. We have marked the context here, that is blogging for new entrepreneurs, and the task we have asked him is draft a blog post on branding, and the persona that we are asking the GPT to act as a marketing manager, and the format is blog post with examples. An example that we have given him is case studies of successful brands, and the tone we want is authoritative and approachable. So similarly, you can write prompts for content creation, that I want to create a blog post, or I want to create a YouTube video, or I want to create an article. So provide me a storyline. How can I approach a particular topic? That could be what is LLM, and as we can write it here, that act as AI specialist and help me write an article on topic what is LLM, and keep the tone in engaging manner. So you could see that ChatGPT has started generating the response. That is, he is creating an article on what is a large language model, and he has decided the title here and providing all the content for your article. So what we have provided here is context. That is, we want an article on what is LLM, and the persona that act as a AI specialist, and the format we want an article, and we have set the tone here, that is in an engaging manner. So similarly, you can draft other prompts and you could help them with your content creation journey. So moving to next example, that is for SEO purpose. So there's another use case, that is SEO, and for that we can write prompts that imagine you are an SEO expert running a workshop. So create a presentation that explains the basics of SEO, including practical tips on keyword research and link building, and use a professional yet engaging tone to keep your audience interested. So similarly, you could have a prompt in your large language model and ask him with all the components of prompt, and we can wait for the answer and let's see what it responds. So imagine you are an SEO expert. Here we are asking the GPT to act as a SEO persona or SEO expert. And we are asking him that you are running a workshop also. So we are setting a context and asking him to create a presentation that explains the basics of SEO, including practical tips on keyword research and link building. And now we'll set a tone here, that is use a professional yet engaging and now we'll set the tone here, that is use a professional yet engaging tone to keep your audience interested. So we have crafted a prompt here that is for the SEO purpose, and similarly you can create your own. But so let's simplify this prompt and see what context, task or persona we have mentioned here. So the context here is SEO workshop, and the task we have assigned to LLM is create a presentation of SEO basics, and the persona that we have asked the GPT is to act as a SEO expert, and the format we want the responses in slide presentation with tips, and the example we have given him is screenshots of SEO tools, and the tone we have asked him is professional and engaging. So you could see the response that has been generated by the GPT-4 that he has provided us, that in slide 1 you could have an introduction slide with a title and the opening remarks, and then in slide 2 you could have the title, that is what is SEO. You could mention the definition here and what would be the goal for this presentation, and similarly we have the slide 3, that is for how do search engines work, and then we have slide 4, slide 5, and similarly all the slides, and you could just mention how many slides you want, and you can also mention how many slides you want as a response. So this was about the SEO thing. Now moving to the next use case, that is for developers. So for developers, we can draft a prompt that as a software engineer, write a tutorial for beginners on writing their first web application using React. Include step-by-step instructions and code snippets. Make your tutorial detailed yet easy to follow. So this is one of the prompts. Similarly, you could ask him to debug any code. You can provide a code snippet to GPT and he will debug the code and provide all the necessary changes that can be made to the code snippet. So for this, we will write an example that, so we will write the prompt here that as a software engineer, and we are asking him to write a tutorial for beginners on building their first web application using React. Using React. and include step-by-step instructions and code snippets. So we'll write here that include step-by-step instructions and code snippets, and make your tutorial detailed yet easy to follow. So you could see that GPT-4 has started generating the response, and similarly you could ask him to generate some code for a particular application, or you could also create a website by just asking him the HTML file, the CSS file, and the JavaScript file, and what options or the applications you want a website should have. So first see the response that ChatGPT has created. So you could see that he is writing a tutorial for beginners on building their first web application. So first we will see the simplification of this prompt. That is, we have set the context here, that is tutorial for building web applications, and we have assigned a task to the GPT, that is write a tutorial on React, and the persona we have given him is as a software engineer, and the format we want the responses in tutorial with code snippets, and the example we have given is example project, and the tone is informative and clear. So you could see here that he is providing the code snippets for setting up your project, then navigating into your project directory and starting the development server, and then creating a list component. As you go along, you could see that he has created the whole tutorial. And if you want the tutorial to be specific, that in the first tutorial you want just setting up your project, you could ask him and he will create that for you. And in the second one, you want it to navigate into your project directory, or you want to create your first web app, that GPT will help you create that. And similarly, if I ask him that as a software developer or act as a software developer, we are giving a persona to him. Help me create a travel website and make it engaging and easy to handle and user friendly. So you could see that GPT-4 has started creating the response, and you could see that he's providing us the steps, that is to define the scope and features of the website. And if you want the code snippets, you can ask him that I want the HTML file for the current website. So he will provide you a HTML file. If you want any modifications or want to alter that, you could provide him the prompts that I want a specific navigation bar or the search functionality or the visuals. So similarly, the GPT-4 will act upon the prompts and provide you the code snippets that would be helpful in creating your website. So now moving to the next use case, that is data analysis. So for data analysis, so you could see a pin bar here. Here you could upload the documents from computer, that could be your text files, XLS files, or you could connect it to the Google Drive or the Microsoft OneDrive and have your documents here. So we will paste a XLS file that would be for the data analysis purpose. So here is the Excel data. Here we are uploading it and providing it to ChatGPT, and I will open for you guys so you could also see. So I have this data for a particular company. So you could see that they have the order IDs and the quarterly order date, the shipping date, and the shipment mode. So we will use this data and ask the ChatGPT to simplify this data or analyze the data and provide us some, that could be for pivot tables or creating bar graphs or bar charts, or provide us the KPIs for the particular data. So starting with, we will provide a simple prompt to ChatGPT, that is, you are a data analyst conducting a workshop. Prepare a guide that teaches how to create effective dashboards in Excel and include practical examples and visual aids to enhance understanding, and use a direct and instructional tone. So starting here, we will ask him that you are a data analyst, and we'll start with that file only. We will upload that file, that is Excel data, and we have the file opened here. So we will ask him to create a pivot table. So we'll write a prompt that you are a data analyst and I have provided you a sample data. Create a pivot table. So let's move to the table and see that we can create a pivot table with sales and order date. So we'll ask him that create a pivot table and a corresponding chart to analyze sales performance by order date. So let's wait for the response, and you could see here that he has started analyzing it. And I have something more for you. If you go to Explore GPT section, you could see here that these are the GPTs provided by Openai and other creators. These are the trending ones, that is Image Generator, Scholar GPT, and these are provided by ChatGPT, that is DALL-E, Data Analyst, Creative Writing, Hot Modes, Coloring, Book Hero. So you can use this. I will show you guys, but before that we will move back and see what our prompt has generated the response. So you could see that ChatGPT is asking that it appears that the Excel file contains several columns related to sales data, including some duplicate or similar columns with variations in names. So to simplify the analysis, I will focus on the main columns like order date and customer name. So we will ask him to proceed with that only. Yes, proceed with that. And if you click here, this is the analysis. This is the code that you could use to do the analysis. So you could see that it has started generating the response, and he is generating the chart here. So here is the chart, and he has provided the description that this line chart showcases the sales performance over time based on the provided order dates. And you can see how sales fluctuate on different dates, which help in identifying trends, seasons, impacts, or specific dates with high sales volumes. So if you need further analysis or adjustment to the chart, feel free to let me know. And if you click here, you could see all the analysis and all the code snippets that are used by the ChatGPT to do and create a bar graph here. So you could use this code, and you could use any IDE, that could be Visual Studio Code or any IDE that you have hands on, and you could do the similar analysis there. So this was about the data analysis use case. Now moving to the next one, that is for educational purpose. So if you want to learn something, or you want a roadmap to learn any programming language, you could use these ChatGPT or the LLM models for a particular roadmap. So for that, you could write a prompt that as an experienced educator, write a roadmap for learning Python programming, and provide a roadmap that should cater to beginners and include resources, practical exercises, and milestones, and use an encouraging tone to motivate learners. So let's see what this LLM or GPT-4 provides a response to this prompt. So we'll ask him that as an experienced educator, write a roadmap for learning Python programming, and the roadmap should cater to beginners and include resources, practical exercises, and milestones. Use an encouraging tone to motivate learners. So let's provide this prompt and see what our GPT will respond to that. So let's simplify this prompt. So we have set the context here, that is we are learning a Python programming and we have assigned a task to the LLM model, that is write a learning roadmap, and the persona we have asked him to be as a educator, and the format we want is a roadmap with resources, and the example we have provided him is step by step progression, and we've set the tone as encouraging and supportive. So let's see what response the ChatGPT has provided to us. So you could see that he has provided a step 1, that is understanding the basics, and the goal here is get familiar with Python syntax and basic programming concepts. And the resources here provided is documentation for Python, that is python.org, Code Academy's Python course, and then we have exercises, milestone. And now moving to the step 2, that is diving deeper, and the duration is 3 to 4 weeks, and the goal is to explore more complex programming concepts like data structures and loops. And we have the exercises here, and he has mentioned the resources and the milestones. Similarly, you could see that he has provided the full roadmap with step 3, that is with applying projects in Python, and then we have step 4, exploring advanced topics, and then we have joining the Python community, and then the conclusions. So similarly, you could have a roadmap with him and ask him that you act as an educator and a guide to me, and I will start with this roadmap and provide the roadmap to a day-wise columns. And you start with the day 1 and ask him to judge me or examine me with the knowledge or the basics that I have conquered through the day 1. So he will act as an educator here, and he will examine all the information or all the skills you have gained and ask you questions and analyze them and help you get through the roadmap easily. So this is all about the educator use case. Now moving to the next use case, that is legal and compliance. So for the legal and compliance use case, we could have an example as a prompt, that is as a legal advisor specializing in data privacy. Create a compliance checklist for small businesses managing online customer data. Use a formal yet accessible tone and include examples of common compliance pitfalls and how to avoid them. So you could ask the ChatGPT as a legal guider or as a legal advisor that will guide you for the particular acts or the compliances that are aligned with judicial custodies of your country. So we have a prompt here, and we'll ask the ChatGPT that as a legal advisor specializing in data privacy, so create a compliance checklist here for small businesses managing online customer data and use a formal tone and include examples of common compliance pitfalls and how to avoid them. So we will simplify the prompt here, that is we have provided a context, that is compliance with data privacy laws for small businesses, and we have assigned a task, that is create a compliance checklist, and the persona is we have asking the GPT to act as a legal advisor, and the format we want the responses in checklist with examples, and the example we have provided is case scenario of non-compliance, and the tone we want is formal and accessible. So similarly, you could have other legal advices with ChatGPT, and what you need to do is if you want to read any act or you want to analyze any act, you could provide the documents to ChatGPT and he will analyze that and provide what rules or regulations you need to follow or with what compliances you should move forward with that act. So you could see here that he's drafting a document with all the compliance efforts for small businesses. So with that, we have done with the legal and compliance use case. Now moving to the next use case, that is healthcare. So in healthcare, we can have an example prompt that you are a medical researcher presenting at a conference on the advances in telemedicine. So prepare a detailed paper discussing the impact of telemedicine on patient care during the pandemic. using clinical studies as references, and maintain a scholarly yet engaging tone to captivate your professional audience. Or in the healthcare section, you could also have a diet plan or a chart plan, and you could ask him recipes for a particular diet. And you could also mention if you have any allergies. So we will act with a prompt here. So let's write here that you are a dietitian, so provide me a recipe that is healthy and include carbs, protein content, and a small amount of fat. And remember that I am allergic to peanuts. So you have set the context here and the persona that you are a dietitian, and you are asking a prompt that you want a recipe that is healthy and include carbs. So you could see that ChatGPT has started generating the response, and he is suggesting a quinoa chicken salad. So you can also mention that you are a vegetarian or non-vegetarian, and similarly ChatGPT will act upon that. And he has provided all the instructions and all the ingredients for the recipe. So similarly, you could use the prompts for the healthcare use case. Now coming to the next use case, that is customer support. So we could have an example for that. That is, as a customer service trainer, we will design a training module for new agents that focuses on handling difficult customer interactions and include role play scenarios, key phrases to use, and tips for maintaining professionalism. So use an instructive and supportive tone to encourage learning and confidence among trainees. So let's draft this prompt and let's see what does ChatGPT respond to that. So we'll ask him that as a customer service trainer, design a training module for new agents that focuses on handling difficult customer interactions include role play scenarios, key phrases to use, and tips for maintaining professionalism. So use an instructive and supportive tone to encourage learning and confidence among trainees. So we are setting the tone here, that is, use an instructive and supportive, and setting the tone to encourage learning and confidence among trainees. So let's proceed with the prompt, and now we can see that we have set the context, that is training for customer service agents, and the task we have assigned is design a training module, and the persona we have set here is customer service trainer, and the format we want the response is a training module with role plays, and the example we have set here is scripts and responses for role plays, and the tone we want the response is an instructive and supportive. So you could see that ChatGPT has started generating the response and given a model overview that you could have understanding difficult interactions, then communication skills and key phrases, role play scenarios, maintaining professionalism, and module review and assessment. So he has drafted a whole new training module for the new agents that can handle difficult customer interactions with this module. So this was all for the customer support use case. Now moving to the use case where you could create PowerPoint presentations using the VBA code that is provided by ChatGPT. So let's ask him to write a VBA code. So we'll write a prompt that act as a presentation specialist and write a VBA code to create a presentation on topic what is LLM, and provide the steps where we can use the VBA code to create one. And you could also set the tone here, but let's see what ChatGPT respond to that. And we will open a presentation here. So we'll open a blank presentation, and for using the VBA code to create a presentation, what you need here is developer options in your PowerPoint. As I've already enabled them, you could enable them by just right clicking on the ribbon and clicking on customize the ribbon, and you could see here the developer options. As I've already enabled it, I will checkbox the tick and apply it. So after applying it, move to the developer option, click on Visual Basic, and after that click on Insert User Form and click on Module section here. Now coming back to our GPT, and he has created the VBA code. We will just copy it and paste in the module section. Getting back to the module section, we will paste it here and click on this play button, that is run sub or user form. So you could see that there's a runtime error, that is an error occurred while PowerPoint was saving the file. Let's debug it and we'll run it again. As we're getting the error again here, so we'll try to copy the error and provide it to ChatGPT. So let's ask him that we're getting an error on this. I have encountered an error, and the error is and we'll ask him that the error is while saving the file. So let's see how does he provide the response to this query. So he's writing the modified VBA code. We'll copy that and move back to module and paste it here, and let's see if it works or not. Currently we are having the same error. Now moving back, let's see what it provides here. So you could see that we are not saving the presentation now, and he has generated the PPT for us, and this is the basic PPT. You can customize it. You can ask the ChatGPT to create dialog boxes or insert shapes, or you could just choose a design from here and make your PPT or the presentation a good looking one. So now moving back to GPT model. So this is all about the use cases. We have hands on the prompts now. Now we'll see the key features of ChatGPT, and someone newly introduced. We will have a hands on the memory feature that has been latest introduction by the Openai. So if we click on the settings and move to personalization section, we have a memory feature here. That is, you could store the memory that we entered as a prompt in ChatGPT. So the ChatGPT memory section works by capturing and summarizing key information you provide using your interactions. So unlike one-time commands that need to be repeated in every session, this memory is designed to retain useful details and automatically incorporate them into future interactions. So this means ChatGPT can adapt over time, improving its response based on the history and context it has accumulated, almost like it's getting to know you better with each chat. And if you want to delete some chats, you could move into the manage section, and these are the memories that has been created with ChatGPT. If you want to delete one, you could delete it from here, or you could just write a prompt, that I want to delete a memory, and you can mention some keywords there. So this was about the ChatGPT memory section. And if we go to settings, we have data controls, that if you want to export data, you could export the whole chat and send it to someone else. And similarly, you have the security feature. If you want to have multi-factor authentication enabled on your GPT, you could do that. And you can have some connected apps, that could be Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive. And we have a builder profile section also. That is, if you want to build your profile here, you could place your LinkedIn mail ID and the GitHub section, and you could also link your X account. And then we have speech module here. That is, if you want to listen something by ChatGPT, you could have a voice assistant here and listen to a particular voice. So this was all about the features of ChatGPT. Now moving to the ChatGPT or Explore GPT section. Here I have shown you that these are the GPTs created by creators, and some are created by ChatGPT own. And here you have an option to create your own ChatGPT or the GPT model. So to create that, you just have to write prompts here, that I want to create a data analysis GPT, and you could write more prompts here, and you will having a preview here how your GPT looks. And here's a configure section where you could name your GPT, provide a description to it and the instructions, and you could have the capabilities of web browsing or the DALL-E image generation, and you can add an icon for your GPT here. So you could see the preview here that he has provided a sample prompts with the data analysis, insights and visualization support. So this is how you can create a GPT on your own. Then we have a feature that is temporary chat. As we have discussed about the ChatGPT memory, so it stores memory as you ask him or write a prompt that, remember, I want all my responses to be tone specific and they should be emphasizing. So he will support this and store this memory into ChatGPT memory section and use that as a response for the next upcoming responses. And if you don't want ChatGPT to store this as a memory, you could use a temporary chat section here. So you just have to click on ChatGPT 4 drop down, and here we have temporary chat. You just enable it, and here you can have a chat with the LLM model or GPT-4 model here, and he won't be storing any feature or any memory regarding this chat. And with that, guys, we have come to the end of this session, and I hope that you have a hands-on prompt creation now. And if you guys have any doubt, comment down in the comment section below. Till then, stay safe and keep learning.
Staying ahead in your career requires continuous learning and upskilling. Whether you're a student aiming to learn today's top skills or a working professional looking to advance your career, we've got you covered. Explore our impressive catalog of certification programs in cutting-edge domains, including data science, cloud computing, cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, or digital marketing. Designed in collaboration with leading universities and top corporations, and delivered by industry experts, choose any of our programs and set yourself on the path to career success. Click the link in the description to know more.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.